So I am seeing a lot of people that are saying that Stacy Chapin has never talked about Xana and that she didn't care for Xana and just all these ridiculous claims that are not based in any fact. So I found an early interview from Stacy where she did in fact talk about Xana, and nothing in that sounds like they didn't like Xana or they didn't think she was good enough for Ethan. So you people need to just take a seat and stop trying to think that you know what Stacy was thinking. So this was from KTVB in Boise with an interview that Ethan's parents gave. And they said he was in love with his college sweetheart, fellow University of Idaho student Xana Kernodle. Xana lived at the King Roadhouse, and she was one of the 4 victims in the terrible crime. The Chapins expressed how happy he was with Xana, and they got to see that firsthand. We were blessed to spend the summer with Xana and Ethan, said Stacy. The most important thing that people should know is that Ethan was exactly where he wanted to be. We say in our family he was in the right place at the wrong time. He was a college kid who was in love, and it's where he stayed most nights. We all knew it. They were very sweet together. We all know where Ethan was, and we have no regrets over it. Now, Stacy was also on The Squeeze last week, which is a podcast with Taylor Lautner and his wife, Taylor. And she discussed Xana again, but also why she doesn't like to discuss the other victims. Because basically she feels that it's up to their parents to discuss their children and keep their children's legacy kind of to them. Like how Stacy chose to reclaim Ethan's memory from the web sleuths that were talking about him and trying to write books about him. So I'll play that clip for you.
Where is he? I'm not sure where he is. He's up in heaven somewhere.
Absolutely.
He's happy. Yeah. We're glad Xana's with him. You know, we were fortunate to spend a summer with Xana. She was super sweet. Mm-hmm. We've kind of made it a policy to not talk about the other kids because honestly, as a mom, I don't want anybody to talk about Ethan.
Yeah.
I feel very protective. Like I reserve the right to talk about my son. Yeah. And so, but we did. She was beautiful. You know, it's weird. You just think whatever makes you comfortable, right? In the process. And so, you know, the fact that they're together, you know, that's wonderful.
And I'll just add to this. I am seeing a whole lot of people bashing Stacy from that interview on The Squeeze. And I just have to say this. Shut up. Everyone grieves differently. Okay? She lost a child. Her grief is her grief. She doesn't have to grieve the same as you or anybody else. So you may not like her grieving style, but that's hers. Okay? Leave her alone. This victim blaming and parent shaming is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? First you bash the roommates. Then you bash the victims claiming that they were involved in bad stuff. And now you're bashing parents because of how they reacted. Not everyone reacts the same to grief. And I personally feel that Stacy has handled everything with such grace and composure. And she has 2 other children to help guide through things. So I think she has done an amazing job. And the Goncalves, as vocal as they have been, they're doing an amazing job too. I mean, everybody's handling their grief how they would handle it. We don't all handle things the same. We're not cookie cutter. So if you're going to bash Stacy, stop and think first. Think, is this right to bash a grieving mother about how she's handling her own grief? No, it's not. So just take a few seats.